Communication, assertiveness versus aggressive. Whew, more often than not, men are always asking, how do I communicate effectively so that I don't communicate as a passive man, an arrogant man, or aggressive man? When we have clear communication, we understand the standards within ourselves and each other. Assertiveness comes from confidence. Aggressiveness comes from a lack or a place of attack, frustration, or anger. Assertiveness does not mean that we have to put a woman in her place, so we end up being more masculine or not the nice guy. Women want a nice guy, and we really talk about that in week 4. Assertiveness comes from a place of confidence and that you know what you want, but you are open to constructional conversations and looking at other people's opinion and trying to understand where they are coming from. You look at this as a benefit for you. An assertive man is clear on his intentions with life, and being clear with your intentions in life does not mean you turn a blind eye on lessons and past relationships. This is important. It means you show up and face them head on from a place of integrity and look at your life lessons, decisions, and patterns so you can get clear on how to make the right ones next time. How you welcome assertiveness is welcoming dialogue and looking to understand others as well as understanding yourself. Assertiveness stems from confidence, and when you fake confidence, this becomes arrogance. In order to embrace assertiveness through confidence, you must become competent. How do you become competent? In order to be competent, you must understand yourself, your desires, and values. There are many types of assertive characteristics, and let's break those down. Assertive, I win, you win. Passive, I lose, you lose. Aggressive, I win, you lose. Passive, I lose, you win. For the record, I've heard it all. More often than not, men tell me, Apollonia, I can't say that when they need to be assertive because something was not driven by their values with their women or that woman or another person in life, coworker, friends, or family. I ask them why. 9 times out of 10, they'll tell me because they stop, pause, think about it. I just can't. Or I don't know. It's going to make me come across like I'm an asshole or something. Excuse my French. Here's the thing. When you insert yourself with dialogue, expressing that something is not okay, the other person sees that you are sticking up for yourself, and this is what gets people to respect you. Humans need rules, guys. We need boundaries, and we need direction. When we don't bring this to the table, good luck with having someone see you as an equal. Assertiveness is respecting your rights as well as others. You focus on behavior problems solving rather than attacking or ignoring the person. Understand, being assertive is a core communication skill. It's not an ultimatum, but it's meant to express yourself effectively so you can stand up for you, your point of view, your beliefs, and your rights towards yourself and others. A lot of times when we are not assertive or scared to be, we lack some self-esteem. Assertiveness can help us improve your self-esteem as you will see that you will earn respect from others when this happens. Remember, assertiveness is based on mutual respect. More often than not, it's not about what you say, but about how you say it that delivers the message to someone. If you can communicate in a way that is too passive or too aggressive, you may not get anything solved because people will be more reacting upon your delivery more than the statement. If your style is passive, you may run into some character traits that say you're shy or really easygoing. You may say, I'll just go with whatever you want to do, or I don't care, whatever you want, or now it's okay to say this from time to time. But if you are not someone that makes a decision and just goes with what everyone else wants, it could send a message that your thoughts or feelings aren't as important as everyone else. So you've given others the token to disregard your wants or needs. Your intentions may be to keep the peace, but this will poison your relationship, and even worse, it can cause you internal conflict. Now, if you are aggressive, you can come across as strong or bully. So, this means that you may disregard other people's needs, feelings, or opinions. You may appear superior or extremely dominant. Aggressive people usually humiliate others or intimidate others so they can get what they want. So, when you have aggressive behavior, it also comes at a cost because it loses trust, it loses respect and connection. Lastly, assertive versus passive aggressive behavior is typically when you say yes and you really want to say no. And when you find yourself in the situation that you said yes to, you're angry or aggressive with the other person in your body language, your tone, your voice, and your demeanor. You will oftentimes find yourself using sarcasm or complaining about others behind their back. Rather than confront the issue directly or say no in a kind demeanor, this person will show anger or a negative attitude. This sometimes happens when you are uncomfortable being direct as well. This also undercuts mutual respect, and it's hard for people to feel a solid connection with you. Understand that everyone has different communication styles, guys, and this is based on their life experiences. You may have a style that you aren't even aware of, but if you want to have more healthier and effective ways of communicating and knowing how to be assertive, you must do the following things that will also be in your worksheets for this practice and for this week. One is practice saying no. Two is review or rehearse what you want to say. Three is look at your body language. Four is use I more than you or we. Number five will be assessing your communication style. Number six will be keep emotional control during this week or next week too, and the rest of your life. Number seven is start small, guys. Don't just do all of this all at once. Pick one at a time, especially if we need some work around here. All right. So it takes time and patience. This is not something you can change in an instant. Just want to remind you. Just commit to it and we will learn how to become more assertive moving forward. Okay? Why women want a challenge. You know that most men always hear, a woman wants a challenge. Well, I'm here to tell you, we do. Now, challenge is not about playing games, calling after a week, not texting first. It's none of that BS. What a challenge is a man seeing value in himself, portraying it, and she looks at him as the challenge to get. Kind of like a job interview. Let's say that you had two interviews for the day. The first interview tells you that they will call you for the second interview, and you have to go through a series of 4 interviews. This looks more challenging than if you were going in for an interview number 2, and they already started talking about you have the job and discussing salary and things like that. They didn't challenge you and have you qualify yourself to them. They just made it so easy that naturally you're like, what is happening here? So you become more cautious and possibly have less respect for the position. It is very empowering when you know and successfully can challenge a woman. When you do this, it makes life and dating and relationships so much easier. Sometimes when we don't challenge a woman, it's because of the following. You're naturally too nice. You always say you want to do the right thing. You're afraid of being mean or not doing the right thing. Also, sometimes it's not your fault because of the education you received or the fact that you learned this behavior growing up. Now, it becomes your fault if this is you and you don't change it after this program. When you challenge a woman, these 3 things happen. She starts to initiate more and looks at you as first place. She gets more involved and emotional with you. You both will be working on nurturing the relationship. This is important because it plays a role in attraction and seduction. Relationships today need flirting, banter, and fun. So when we have this It becomes more rewarding, more mysterious. Where we go wrong is we rush to an outcome so we don't become a challenge. Listen, the majority of men want to do the right thing when it comes to women, and that's normal. But it's about challenging in the right way and not staying in your comfort zone. The moment we stay in our comfort zone, it puts us in a weaker position and you can be taken for granted. You will go from being a natural challenge, which we want, but instead looking for reassurance from a woman when we don't challenge herself. Counterintuitive thoughts that don't make you a challenge, basically. I'm afraid of losing her. This is when you act like a lot of other men and the woman loses interest, especially if you're interested in a certain type of woman who gets a lot of men. So, why be a challenge to a woman, you may ask? Because she will see you differently than most men. She will want to get to know you physically and possibly emotionally. You create true and unique complicity. You also are ruled by standards, so you do this to avoid toxic behaviors. Basically, when you do this, you're a diamond instead of that Swarovski crystal. You always set yourself apart by making her want to charm, work for you, and always please you. Challenging a woman comes down to these principles: having standards for yourself and others, not standing down in the face of confrontation, but being more responsive, saying something when something goes wrong, balancing the ping pong of communication and flirtation, the flirty tease, novelty versus excitement, self confidence versus emotional dependence. I know women can be a mystery, but that's why it makes it so fascinating at times. We as humans think that human beings are rational when they are actually quite the opposite. We aren't rational at all. Women have desires and needs that are different than yours. It's about understanding this, and that's why you are here with me. Bad habits that don't challenge women: responding too quickly all the time to a woman, spending a long time talking online, beginning to develop feelings before you even meet, accepting a date and always pursuing after she continues to cancel, putting all your eggs in the same basket. Now, repeat these sentences every day, and these will be in your workbook as far as affirmations so you can develop yourself to be more of a challenge. A woman must surprise me. She must show me something new. She must be consistent. She is put to the test to see if she is quality behind the surface. What's really important is that if we kiss a woman, we leave at a high point every once in a while. Also, when you do go out on dates, do two things, maybe dinner and a walk, for example. You will have to talk to her as a friend. Let me explain the difference here. When I mention friend to men, they crumble. But the moment that you show your essence as natural as you are with your friends, you will automatically be able to be calm and flirt, or even challenge the woman. The moment we get into our heads and want to make something of this, we don't show up the best way possible. This gets a woman to naturally work and come to you when we do this right. This will always progress in her safety. You will and must pace yourself and take your time. This is the root of attraction. I've seen many couples dive into relationships, but you must be careful when you do this. Most of the time, it's because both of them are coming from unhealed or unhealthy places. And if it works, it's because they're coming from healed and healthy places and they know what they want. This is what's important. The art of flirtation, challenging her with these power plays. This can be fun and interesting all at once. You have to be careful that you don't ruin her confidence or come off hard. Here, it's going to be all about tonality. You can say things like, I don't think you text me enough. I like a woman that shows that she's invested, or I kind of get bored. Or, I don't fall in love if a woman doesn't know what she wants. Or, I like a woman that knows what she wants. I find that really sexy. It's important that your tone of voice is correct and your presence is pure. You can give subtle looks in the process as well, just like I kind of did with you. You have to put yourself in the other person's shoes at that moment so you know that they can receive the message the right way. You can take control with this subtly. When we flirt, we want to put ourselves in a position of strength and without risking making everything fall apart. You want to take one step forward instead of two steps back. This will allow you to flirt, lead, and step into your masculinity. We can put ourselves in a position of strength without risking making everything fall apart. And here are some important tips that we'll discuss and how to do this. One, always have a smile and be lighthearted. Here's a couple examples. No, but I am not mad at you. Here's another one. But no, I'm joking. Or am I? Two, we avoid attacking her on a personal level and a complex or belief she may have. We keep it general, guys. Don't go to that extreme. Number three is we still want to tell her you'll do better next time. Meaning, like if she says something about how she doesn't like her meal, you can encourage her and just say, "Oh, you'll do better next time. You'll pick better next time." Some type of way where you're increasing her awareness that you know that she's flirting with you, and that's a good line to use, but in different situations. Three, you can say something like, "I know I'm complicated, but that's why you like me." This is only during the dating period, guys. Now, let's talk about the 5 attitudes to bear in mind when a woman responds to your flirts: the tone of voice, the look, the smile, the posture, and the touch. Putting the woman in a position of action. The notion of you have to apologize or make up for it, basically. So, when we flirt, you're going to have to apologize about that. Or, it's okay. I think you should make up for it, though. Give her a challenge. I want to be surprised. I see you checking me out. Watch out now. Or you can say something like, do you like skiing? And she says, yes. And you're like, oh, I can't believe you like skiing. And the girl's like, why? You say, well, because I know I'll be able to beat you when we ski. And maybe one day when we go skiing somewhere in France in those mountains, I'll show you that I can probably whip your butt when it comes to skiing. Let's see how you do. And maybe with him, we'll just go. And then let's see how you do. And then maybe we'll get there. Great example of how you're going to subconsciously qualify her, but then take it away. This is a challenging dynamic. Now let's talk about putting her in a tricky position. The notion of testing. Highlighting your strengths, telling her that she must have a lot of men chasing after her. And now we're going to go deeper to make her talk when we say something like that. The goal is to show her that we are interested in her like no one else. You can say something like, I see you don't settle, or else you wouldn't be single right now. Instead of the example that a lot of men do, which women hate, is, so why are you single? If your questions are good, she will feel challenged. In concrete terms, what is subtly? You can't be too direct talking about your feelings. We are still in the game of seduction here. You challenge a woman without being negative. You remain in a position of strength. You repeat to yourself, it's up to the woman to win me over.